Hey everybody, Hillman here, and welcome to a Brog and a Brew episode number 3. Today's Brog is a Mr. Brog Church Warden, rusticated, small little pipe, and in it I am smoking some Bob's Chocolate Flake, which goes excellent with this home brew that I'm about to show you. Little Brog Church Wardens do have small balls in them, but I usually break up a half a flake, rub it out, or just twist it and put it in. These make excellent flake pipes. I apologize for the wind noise. The wind is blowing really hard today. I'm off on the side of a storage building to try to block some of the wind noise, and hopefully that has worked. We will find out when I play this back. The brew I have today is a home brew. I call it Texas Crude. It is a black ale. This particular one is an all grain recipe, and I love it. It's perfect for after when the Oktoberfest come out, but still a little too warm for like a real heavy porter or a stout, but really it's good all year long if you like ales. Has a whole lot of chocolate malt in it, and I really do enjoy it. It's my nephew's favorite that I brew up. But everybody that I've ever given it to really does enjoy it because it isn't heavy like a porter or a stout. So let me open this up. I like these 750 milliliter bottles. You can use 12-ounce bottles. Most kits that you buy come with caps for it, but I like these because, come on, face it, 12 ounces of beer is not enough. You can see that it's nice and dark. You can tell this is very lightly carbonated. Man, my tongue gets so twisted and tied up, it's unbelievable. Sometimes I embarrass myself even more than I already do. But if you haven't gathered by now, I don't do retakes. So what you see is what you get. Nice and dark. The thing about this is, the reason why it doesn't have very much carbonation is because this time I decided when I brewed this up that I was going to try to boost the alcohol content. Now, yeah, I did get it up to about 9%, which sounds really good, but in the process I killed the carbonation. So really this is better. If you're going to boost the alcohol content, you're better off kegging. I do have a keg. I normally only keg a couple of times a year, usually around Thanksgiving and then around the Super Bowl, or during maybe occasionally like a cream ale during the summer when we're all sitting around the pool and doing a lot of picnics and whatnot and having parties. Man, that's good. Got a real nice chocolate flavor to it. Much more pronounced than a Guinness, and Guinness has a lot of body. This doesn't have a lot of body, and that is my fault. But that brings me to home brewing. I've been home brewing for about 10 years now. Started out simple with the Cooper little can kits that you can buy, and one of their fermenter kits. I believe they call them the DIY homebrew from Cooper's. Still use the fermenter that I got. I have 3 fermenters, all each 5 gallons apiece, and at any given time I could have 15 gallons of beer going, and each one could be different. I could have an IPA going, a black ale like this one, you know, a porter or a stout, a Mexican cerveza, something light, and a lager. You know, the sky's the limit when you homebrew. Now, why would you want to homebrew? Well, for some people, buying beer can get really, really expensive depending on where you live. Beer here is reasonable. I will say that even for import beer, it is pretty reasonable. And I could go out and I could buy, what I wanted to drink, but I like to do things myself. And I love home brewing. It was something that I was interested in for a very long time, and I finally jumped in. I found that Cooper's homebrew on sale, I think, for a Christmas special. I want to say it was like $49 or something, and it came with the fermenter, all the tools, bottles, a beer kit, and it made some great beer. Now, when I first started out and I started experimenting with all grain, partials and stuff, I did I did make some mistakes, and there was stuff that I wouldn't give to anybody. I wouldn't drink it, and I poured it out. But that's the beauty of trial and error. And now I have it down where I have a certain process. I do certain things a certain way. I look for specific things, and that's just something that comes with experience. And I know, except for this, I learned a valuable lesson because I've never ever really tried to mess with alcohol content. I've just taken what I wanted to make and made it around 5.5%, 6%, and 3% makes a lot of difference. Yeah, it will knock your socks off, but I sacrificed carbonation, and I really didn't like the way that turned out. Tastes good, it just doesn't have any fizz. I'm going to put some links down in the box for people that I like to do business with. Austin Homebrew is the people I order from the most. Mainly they're in Texas. I do have to pay sales tax, but the beauty of them is, doing business with them, is if I order grains or malts or hops, the ingredients are really super fresh, and I get them in about 2 days, where if I order from somebody like Northern Brewer, they're not as fresh as they could be, and it does take about a week for them to get here. And that's 3 or 4 days that I could already have beer in the fermenter brewing up. I used to brew when I would get close to the end, I would brew up another batch, so I had a constant pipeline going. I don't do that as much as I used to, but when I do brew, I brew big batches. And I usually make stuff that's seasonal. And so, like here in probably about March, I will be brewing up probably about 10 or 15 gallons of cream ale. Love cream ale. Always turns out super, super good and super tasty. Perfect for the summer and late spring, where you want something light and refreshing, and it is delicious. Sorry for that. Too much talky and not enough smoky. This chocolate flake is really good with this beer. Now this is something you would want to drink when you've had a meal, and I did just get done eating lunch, so I'm not worried about it giving me the hurly-burlies. And notice I didn't say whirly-burlies, I said hurly-burlies, as in, well, you get my drift. So if you've thought about home brewing and you're just not sure whether it would be worth your while, it is worth your while. It's a fantastic hobby. Like pipe smoking, home brewing and pipe smoking and cigar smoking go like this. They're like ticks on a dog. They are perfect for each other. And if you've always wanted to try it, there's no reason not to get into it. It can be as simple as you want to do it and make really good beer, as complicated as you want to do it and make some really fantastic beer. The best brews I've ever brewed up have been all grain, but all grain does take more equipment. It takes more patience, quite a few more steps. But if you get into it, I encourage you to start slow and work your way up. Now, there's a lot of people that go right into all grain, and there is certainly nothing wrong with that. I wasn't comfortable with it. For one, it's not something I've assured that I really wanted to invest a lot of time in. I mean, it was something I wanted to do, but a lot of times you don't want to really just go all in monetarily, because if you decide you don't want to do it, you set it off to the side, and then you just got a big pile of money sitting there staring at you every day. So I recommend that you start slow. Make the beer kits or the partials from that are really super good beer. I would avoid the Mr. Beer kits. Now, the Mr. Beer kits come out, and I have one, and I gave it away because 2 gallons of beer goes like that. It makes beer. That's what I'm going to say. That is my Mr. Beer review. It makes beer. You want good beer, go to Cooper's. You want better beer, use your partials and your mini mashes like Northern Brew kits. Austin Homebrew has kits that you can buy that you pick. You can go in and pick the yeast that you want, and you know, and the hops you want. Do you want a mini mash? Do you want a partial? Do you want all grain? And they will send you everything that you need to brew that specific beer. If you have a commercial brew that you like a lot, there are clone recipes for those for probably just about everyone that's commercially available. I know that Austin Homebrew does have clone recipes, and you could take that and you could tweak it. There might be something that you like, say like about, let's just use Samuel Adams for example. You really like Samuel Adams, but you wished it had a little bit more hops. You can do that. You can take a clone recipe and you can alter it to your heart's content. And that is what makes homebrewing so much fun. It makes it cost effective. And it is a great hobby to get into. So I am going to put some links down in the box to a home forum. That Homebrew Talk is a great forum. They have a beginners area where you can go in and you can research to recipes. It's just a great super forum for homebrew. I encourage you to look up homebrewing on YouTube, because there is a huge YouTube homebrewing community. I also recommend Craig Tube. He has some really good videos for beginning home brewers, and I will post a link to his channel as well. And it is something that is very rewarding, and I think that you would enjoy it. If you've ever thought about getting into it, it's definitely worth it. So if I can answer any questions you might have, I certainly will be happy to do that within the realm of my expertise. Limited as it is, because there's some people that know a lot of stuff about it. They get into the whole science of it. I make beer. I don't get into all the theory craft and the chemistry behind it. But it's definitely something that I enjoy. My friends and family enjoy it as well, and I enjoy making it for them. So I hope this video, which has run a little long and may have a little bit of wind noise in it, and I apologize for that, but look into home brewing. Get yourself a Mr. Brog. Try some Bob's Chocolate Flake with your next black ale or porter or stout, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So until we share another bowl together, peace.